Hey guys, at the end, the amazing Joe Somerset. Now, before we go into part one of Joe's reading, so there will be two videos today, and it's for various reasons. There's two things. One I forgot to ask Joe about, and one Joe forgot to mention, which is true to form, is about the short lengths of the chapters in the book, because it is a very snappily fast-paced book because of the chapter lengths. So tell us about the decision then, Joe, about the chapter lengths first of all.
Um, yeah, it came to me naturally, and then I did a bit of research about it, and people saying like for children, um, short chapters really works, and that chimed with me. And I mean, some writers do much longer, lengthy ones, but for me, I just thought I'm going to make these chapters 1,000 words ish, between 1 and 2,000, let's say, where something happens and then it's like at the end of the chapter and read on because something else is going to happen next. And I just felt natural. And I do feel that so children or people who have like stuff to do with their attention, ADHD or whatever, it's helpful just to sort of keep the story going without going into like a lot of what could be for some readers, lots of descriptive stuff might be good, but for lots, it's not. They want to just, feel part of the action. So that's why I did it like that.
Yeah, worked really well because I found it really good because when I was reading it back, I commute to from work on two very short bus rides. And it was great because I was reading a couple of chapters to it a day going to and from work. And I always go, Chris is great. There's no like 200-page chapters. I'm thinking you lose your train of thought jumping off buses. And I
Exactly.
thought it was great for a journey bus, this one. So definitely.
Mhm.
Now, illustrations, we need to talk about that as well because you jogged my
Okay.
memory in the break before. So tell us about the illustrations in this book.
Okay, I will. Are we on video or
We're on
audio?
video.
So
We
hold
are
on.
on video, yes.
Okay. So the illustrator is somebody called Dawn Treacher. And she's the illustrator for Stairwell Books. And I had already met her at one of these open days for an agent, actually. So that was nice. We knew each other. And she came up with together we collaborated. She just came up with such a great concept for the cover, which was so evocative, really, of what I was trying to achieve. And on the back, there's a picture of the little tent as well.
Brilliant.
So I was really pleased about that. And then she also did the chapter heading. I really wanted to have chapter heading illustrations because I felt they communicate so much of what you're trying to achieve in words, and they really complement each other. So, and she's done these superb chapter heading illustrations, which I'm just going to show you. Not that one. So one of the characters in the book is the hamster,
Oh,
Weasley.
brilliant. Great. Yeah. The
So
people on the
yeah,
audio side will notice we're just looking at a little gorgeous picture of a little hamster there. So does make people
yeah,
aware. Oh,
absolutely.
beautiful.
So, and there's another one I'm just going to show you, and then that'll be it, of the two kids trogging along in the rain with their rucksacks on. And there we go, Andy. You can
Great.
just
Yeah. Again,
capture
people wondering, that's two kids with rucksacks trudging in the rain. Oh, they're brilliant. They are. They really add something to the
so
book. Yeah.
it just helps the story,
Yeah.
Again, although it's a children's book, it's also a book for all ages because all of us can appreciate those things.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. No, great stuff. Okay. Now that's it. Obviously, I promise you now in the chat bit now, we're going to let Joe do, you're going to do chapter one for us in this first part
I'll
now,
do
aren't you?
chapter
So,
one.
yeah.
Start off with, yeah, to set the scene. So here we go. Chapter one. Just adjust my lighting a bit. Isla burst through the front door and flung her bag on the bottom stair. Mum, she yelled. I told Ali to go and stuff herself. She kicked the door shut. Mum, I did it, just like we talked about. I'm not going to let her get to me anymore. No answer. She slipped off her shoes. Oh, yeah, Tuesday. Mum was on late shift. Isla yanked her tie over her head and jogged through the living room to the kitchen. Nice, Mum had done the washing up. She took a glass from the drainer, poured juice from the fridge, and glugged it down. It was boiling hot outside. Through the window, the sunflowers in the back garden nodded, gasping for water. She breathed in the cool silence of the house. She sniffed and smiled as a trace of yesterday's macaroni cheese hung in the air. Just 10 days until the end of year 7. She rinsed the glass, and as it clattered on the draining board, she remembered 9 days until the school concert. A feeling of unease fizzed in her throat at the thought of standing alone on stage, playing her trumpet. Better do some practice before Lac gets home and starts wailing at the noise. Isla clumped upstairs to her room. Who'd want a little brother? On the landing, panic jolted through her. Her bedroom door was open. Weasley could have escaped. She darted into her room and, phew, there he was, snuffling around the hamster wheel, bits of hay stuck in his ginger fur. Last Christmas he'd been missing for 2 nightmare days behind the skirting board. She poked her finger through the bars of the cage. Hey, little buddy, I'm going to make a big noise now so you can go in Lac's room. Since she got her hamster last birthday, she told him everything. He was named Ron Weasley because of his red hair. As she turned, cage in her arms, something caught her eyes. It was a note on her pillow. Gone away for a few days. I've arranged for you to stay at Auntie Lou's. Sorry. Mum's handwriting. Isla put the cage on the floor. Her heart did a double thump. She held the note between 2 fingers as if it might self-destruct and swept her long hair back with the other hand. Sometimes Mum left notes on her bed, things like, don't forget swimming things, change Weasley's bedding, or hoover your room. Occasionally she left love you with hearts and kisses, which Isla saved in her golden box in the wardrobe. But she'd never left a note like this. Isla read the note over and over. Why hadn't Mum texted? She held the note to her nose, smelt it, and laid it down carefully. Something wasn't right. Then it dawned on her. Mum didn't say where she'd gone. She punched in Mum's number on her phone. No ringtone, just a flat voice. We are unable to connect you. Isla slid down the wall and sat with her legs stretched out in front of her. She couldn't even leave a message. What now? Mum never ran out of battery and always rang back if Isla called her. She opened the cage and scooped the hamster into her cupped hands. What would Auntie Lou say? She wasn't a real auntie, just Mum's friend and Lac's after-school childminder. Sorry. They'd never stayed at hers before. Isla pictured sleeping in Lou's grown-up son's old bedroom, sharing with Lac and all his toys. How would she do her trumpet practice, let alone homework? And what about Weasley? None of this made sense. She called again. No answer. The doorbell's ring pierced her ear, and she winced as it made her hearing aid whine. Downstairs, Weasley, snuffling around her collar, she opened the door to Auntie Lou's husband, Dave, and Lac. Her little brother pushed past her. Oi, shoes off, she yelled. He ducked under the coats hanging in the hall and disappeared into the front room. Before any rooms and gunfire started up, Isla knew he was on his latest game. I know you're supposed to be staying with us, but will you tell your mum that the hospital just called? Lou has to go for her operation tomorrow, so we can't have you till after the holidays. Lou's messaged you, Mum, but can you remind her as well? Said Uncle Dave. Isla was still stunned by Mum's note. She couldn't think of anything to say except, okay, bye. She closed the door and rested her forehead in the space where Mum's coat should be. High-pitched shouts and grunts flowed from the living room as Lac fought off his enemies, one by one. Isla called Mum again, holding the phone to each ear in turn, as if that would make a difference. It didn't.
Excellent stuff, Joe. I really did, really engaged in that one. So now we are going to let Joe take a quick break here because I think a voice is going there, but there will be a part 3, people. So see you all in the third time. Yes, right one. There's 2 shakes of the dice.